police are justified in using lethal force. Does the perpetrator have to be aiming a gun at the face? Which I guess doesn't matter because it happened in Georgia, and people are like, well, he aimed it, but it was dark, though, so he probably wouldn't have hit him in the face.
Probably not. Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, I guess let's just send out cops. Let's just put cops against the wall in front of a firing line like Che Guevara. How about we just do that at this point? If you don't want them to defend themselves at all, even when a gun, taser, sorry, is aimed at the face. But in this case, we have two situations that occurred over the weekend. I thought for sure when I sent the one over the weekend of the guy with the knife, I thought this isn't going to go anywhere.
Yeah. Sure.
Sure enough, protests. It surprises me now. The standard bearer for protests is very, very low.
Yeah.
We literally have.
Let's look at all the things that StevenCrowder and his lackeys protest for, okay? What kind of things motivate StevenCrowder to go out and protest? Being forced to wear a mask in the fucking apex of a pandemic that's killing hundreds of thousands of Americans. That's the kinds of things that they want to fucking go out and protest for. And then he turns around and is shocked when people are like, haha, why are people protesting police brutality? I don't know. I wonder why they're doing that, man. So crazy. Maybe instead of working deliberately to fucking dehumanize the people who are protesting and refusing to engage with what they're saying, Mr. Change My Mind, if you just took a step back and listened to what they were actually saying or the demands that they're making, you would understand why they're protesting, and maybe you wouldn't be so shocked next time. I think it's your due diligence as a political commentator to, at the very least, try to comprehend why people are protesting, okay?
Over everything.
Child abusers, sex offenders who've been arrested for assaulting officers before, assaulting officers now, aiming tasers at faces, and they still protest as an unjustified shooting. So, I'm out of touch. That's my white privilege talking, but let's get to the...
I mean, dog, you literally you tried to call the cops. You fucking Karen'd a black street artist. You literally Karen'd a black street artist in Austin. Like, you tried to get him angry, and when he fucking owned you in the marketplace of ideas, you had an entire squad full of people and cameras on him, and you still were like, I'm calling the cops because you are painting a violent mural on this Austin street. The guy who was like, I'm in charge of all of the businesses here. We have a local community of business owners. I'm a part of this. This person was commissioned to paint this wooden fucking board outside of a business to make the wooden board. Oh, it was in Dallas, not Austin. Sorry. The wood boards look ugly. We commissioned artists to fucking paint outside. Not the businesses themselves, but literally just the wood plasters they have outside those businesses. And Crowder was like, I'm going to call the cops on you because you made me feel scared. Don't get behind me. Karen Crowder.
First one here in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Some of these clips will be graphic. This is
His name is Hasan.
The reason you've heard the story, unarmed black men shot by police, that they are protesting.
I'm not showing the video for obvious
reasons. Side, they've asked him to get on the ground.
Yep.
And they're aiming a gun at him, and he's reaching, and they shoot him when he reaches in his car.
Probable cause.
Probable cause.
Wow. I mean, I don't know why you seem surprised.
I'd be like,
yeah. You know, when
exactly
police officers
expected.
have you on the other side of a car, their weapons are drawn, and they're ordering you to do something, that's usually a cue that you have posed a threat.
Well, not
you
only
should
that,
probably not do anything else.
What I would like to is bring up that still, if we have it. Bring up the
Fucking Christ.
still here. This wasn't a guy who was just walking away from officers. Look at that tension. That guy is basically...
Oh, they show this still before they shoot him. How do you show this? How do you show this on your stream and justify this? By the way, how do you also fail to mention that he's walking slowly around his car? Remember, I don't know if they'll ever mention this, but he had his children in the car. He had his children in the car. There could be 7,000 reasons why you would want to protect your children in this circumstance. I can't believe that they're talking. I can't believe they're talking about this. Look at the tension. Look at the tension. The average white kid in America loves these guys. It fucking blows my mind. I mean, you got to be super mediocre to be a fan of StevenCrowder. I'm sorry, dude. There's a lot of bias at play. In order to laugh at StevenCrowder, he can be funny sometimes and be conservative or make conservative jokes and shit. But like StevenCrowder is the least funny fucking person who literally cried about not fucking anyone until marriage all the time whenever people made fun of him. And like, that's your fucking peak political humor guy?
Oh, you're
really?
Big man.
Like, that's so sad, dude.
Head guy?
Y'all are sad as fuck. Seriously. Now, for those of you who are maybe just tuning in or whatever, I just need to mention this once again. Shooting someone should be reserved for the most insane circumstances. If you're a cop, doesn't matter if the other person is black, white, brown, none of that matters. Especially if they're unarmed. I mean, if they're unarmed, it's very hard for me to find a circumstance where it's acceptable. It's insane. It's insane to me that you would justify this. And I assume most people justify it because they themselves think that that this is a situation in which the cops or they themselves would operate in a similar capacity. How about complying with the police? Should we not do that either? See, this is what I don't understand. You don't know what the circumstances are, but even in non-compliance, let me tell you something, humble mechanic.
Oh, you're such a big
Police
man,
officers
Hassan.
are the 17th most dangerous profession in this country. Okay? Cops are the 17th most dangerous profession in this country. Like,
This is a deranged
landscapers have an infinitely more dangerous profession. Sorry, those are the facts. Okay? Those are literally the facts. Facts don't care about your feelings. They're not even in the fucking top 10. So if you don't comply with your landscaper, can he cut your fucking head off with a chainsaw? If you don't comply with your auto mechanic, or if you don't comply with your U.S. Postal Service, the real boys in the blue, do they get to kill you? No. If anyone would make that fucking argument, you would look at them like they're complete psychopaths. What a silly fucking conversation we're having. What happens if he reaches in the car and grabs a gun? Yeah. What happens if he has a semi-automatic rifle in the car and he's actually trained in like paramilitary training? He got the Marxist paramilitary training to be able to grab the gun, do a tactical barrel roll into the other side of the shotgun seat, and then immediately blow these sickos. What happens if he has an RPG? He then elbows one of the cops, grabs the RPG, and starts shooting at only the White Houses in the neighborhood. What happens if he has a tactical nuke? What if he just had a tactical nuke right then and there and unloaded the tactical nuke on the beautiful white neighborhood that he's inside of? Let's just keep making up more insane conspiracies in this circumstance, even though that's not what happened. And a guy still got shot 7 times in the back in front of his fucking 3 and 8-year-old children. Yeah. I mean, seriously, dude. If your automatic opinion here is like, oh, he must have a gun in his fucking suburban minivan Andy SUV with his 2 fucking children in the back seat, you're probably piecing that puzzle by looking at the color of his skin. Okay? Dude, what if he was on a 35 kill streak and brought out a tactical nuke? Is not the great argument that you think it is to justify cops trying to kill someone point blank by shooting him 7 times in the fucking back while also holding him. Okay? It's just not. Or 25 kill streak, sorry. It's just so silly. What if he had a gun? Okay. This is why I always say, like, the demilitarization of police also means, like, cops need to have less guns. And American citizens in general need to have stricter gun control. Okay? I don't give a fuck about all the lefties in the chat that are going to say, no, comrade, we need to fucking arm the proletariat or whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you don't know how to fucking use a gun, if you can't demonstrate that you can use a gun and keep it safe, then you don't deserve to have one. You just can't have one. You are a danger to yourself, and you are certainly a danger to others. Yeah, I am going into my minivan looking SUV with my 3 and 8-year-old kids in the back so that I can whip out my fucking Draco and start spraying, dude. That's me. It's that violent rap music that's taught me to buy a Draco. But what should the cops have done knowing that in America, a lot of citizens are armed? What do you mean, what should the cops have done? Not this. Not fucking kill the guy. Talk to the guy. If you can't fucking de-escalate with your words and you end up killing someone or trying to kill someone point blank by shooting him in the back in front of their fucking children, then you should not be doing that job. You just literally should not be doing that job.
Basically horizontal.
Wait, I want to see if they keep playing it. I don't know.
Like the kid and What About Bob when Richard Dreyfuss is teaching him how to dive.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
That's what he's doing. That's a guy.
He's not dead. He's paralyzed. Sorry. Tried to execute him.
Actively, that's not a guy who is just passionate. Like, I was just getting my registration. Officer, I was trying to put it in neutral because that could be a safety hazard for your sorry white ass.
And clearly there's context because all of the officers already had their guns out before the guy was walking around the car.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, officers that famously have their guns out in every situation that deserves to have a gun out. Like, I've had to deal with fucking cops with their guns out. What the fuck is this argument? That, like, every time someone brings out their gun, every time a cop has their gun out, that it's, like, actually reasonable? That's how we're gonna that's how we're gonna play this game? Dude, first of all, this is a cyclical argument. You literally are creating a faulty premise where if a cop has their gun out, then that's context alone. At a time when the entire point of contention is like cops shouldn't use their guns so much. I agree with what you're saying, but can you agree the gentleman also caused the shooting by continuing to walk while being drawn on? I mean, you know how they treat us. Dude, how they treat us. Dude, you're a fucking psycho. I don't give a fuck if you're black or white. If you're literally like, well, you shouldn't walk, dude. Walking is now a crime while being black? Like, what are you, insane? Get the fuck out of my chat, dumbass, if that's legitimately your... Yeah, as a black man, as one of the blacks, let me tell you, walking, really dangerous. I am really dangerous. Sometimes I see myself in the mirror while I'm walking. Thank God I don't have a gun because I would shoot my mirror. What do you believe your black viewers? Because I'm not a fucking moron who thinks that, like, just because someone is black, that automatically legitimizes the argument. Isn't this literally at the heart of what conservatives used to fucking rail on liberals over? That, like, your identity or your personal experience is still important, but not the end-all, be-all in a conversation. I thought you guys hated identity politics, but all of a sudden, when you assume that a person is black and on your side, you're like, whoa, how dare you speak out against a black person? Like, get the fuck out of my chat then, bitch. I don't play that dumb shit, especially because there are other black people in the chat who disagree with them. Okay, look, when someone tells me that they're black, I ask them a very important question. Did you or did you not vote for Joe Biden? And if their answer is no, I didn't vote for Joe Biden, then sorry, you ain't black, Jack. Oh, Jesus Christ. And there was another chatter who just said both sides are partially at fault here. That's literally victim blaming. Like, what you are doing in this situation is basically saying, well, if you get raped while wearing a mini skirt, then, you know, you're partially responsible. What a fucking insane take.
So there's definitely
back
more going
into
on.
his car. We have a statement from the governor that Jacob Blake was shot in the back multiple times in broad daylight. Why does that matter?
Come on.
First off, multiple times doesn't matter.
him.
Broad
Seriously.
daylight doesn't matter.
Wait, what? Why doesn't it matter? You don't think it implies the fucking motivation behind it or the overkill? How does that not matter? You have to make an argument now about why it doesn't matter. He can't just say that doesn't matter and then move on.
Threat? Was the guy not complying? Could the guy have turned around and shot officers? Doesn't matter if he shot him. I don't care if it's dusk, dawn, nautical twilight, civil.
Okay, I thought these fucking facts and logic debate lord type conservatives actually knew how to craft a reasonable argument. You can't just assume that something that didn't happen could have potentially happened to justify something that did actually happen. What is this? Okay, hypothetically, what if he had a tactical nuke is the only fucking psychotic counter argument you can make towards that. If we're going off on shit that didn't happen, why don't we just assume the worst? What if he had a white woman extinction button in his car and he was about to hit it as the cops shot him? What if he had the white woman extinction button? Sorry, you can't argue against that. I'm a conservative, by the way. Very reasonable.
Twilight, it could not be less relevant.
Yeah, and again, if all you need to know is the colors of the people involved, you're reasoning like a child.
Yeah,
You're not able to sort out the morality, and obviously there's some kind of crazy situation going on. Again, we have to reduce it down to the color of the people involved. The cop was white, the person was black.
Yeah.
I was just reaching in to put the air conditioning on recycle because otherwise it's not efficient.
And then the governor basically said, here are all the other
His
cases
name
that I know
is
that have been tragic.
Hassan.
He tries to lump all these things together. You know what he didn't say? He didn't say one.
I don't know what's worse for comedy, conservatives or like Nanette style liberals who think that like you shouldn't be able to make any jokes at the expense of anyone else, even if it's at the expense of yourself. Because like this is so bottom of the barrel. Like he's literally doing minstrel show shit. And the only reason why you would think this is funny is either because you live in like 1853 and you know your brain is just stuck permanently in 1853 or some shit, or I mean I don't know how the fuck would you find that? It's just so bottom of the barrel. It's terrible. It's not even like ironically trying to be racist to show how fucking stupid racist people are. He's just literally doing minstrel show style. This is how blacks talk. Man, that sucks so bad. But liberals want to destroy comedy. Only reason why you'd laugh at this is because you're like, oh, lol, it's so edgy. Like you're fucking, you're 12 years old and you think that this is like actually edgy.
One word in support of police officers who felt that their life was in danger and a man was trying to get into his car to grab something.
Yeah.
He didn't say one word to say, let's wait for the facts. Let's make sure we get everything lined up first. These cops are trying to do their job.
Well, the good thing is we actually do have some facts. Let's bring up these facts here from the county. The man, Blake, actually in question, who's #1 trend on Twitter right now. What you won't see is he had a warrant out for his arrest. He was a sex offender and had already assaulted officers and resisted arrest.
Oh, okay. Fuck, man. I forgot that police officers who can't even fucking de-escalate a routine altercation without killing someone point blank or without shooting someone point blank, trying to kill them and failing. Those guys also are telepathically aware of fucking... Those guys are aware of how people have prior convictions. By the way, if you have a prior conviction, that means you're supposed to die. Like every moment that you're living in America with a prior conviction is borrowed time where a cop hasn't killed you yet. What are these incredible takes, man? They didn't know that. So why are you bringing that up as an argument? They didn't know that. Priors does not mean a death penalty, okay? Unless you think cops should be judge, jury, executioner. Priors does not mean you deserve the death penalty. 1. 2, those motherfuckers don't know what his priors are. They don't. So why are you bringing this up to justify post-mortem? Or post-hoc, I guess, or rationalize the attempted murder of a person. So weird. What a weird fucking take.
Arrest after pulling a gun in a bar in 2015.
Model citizen.
My guess is that probably came up if they ran his plates or they had him pulled aside, because that right away would show up when you run someone's registration, right? When you run their plates, you would see, oh, this is a serial time offender.
Oh, oh shit. Sorry, dude. Sorry, we're just making shit up. We're totally making shit up about the fucking story. I forgot that. I forgot that it doesn't matter what the actual facts are in the situation because we already assumed that he might have a gun, so it doesn't matter. And then 2, now we're just assuming that they ran his fucking plates when they weren't there on a traffic stop. They literally weren't there on a traffic stop. That was cops coming in to a domestic dispute or an altercation going on. So why the fuck would they have ran his plates? I don't even know if that's actually his fucking car, by the way. We don't even know that. Yeah, cops always go to domestic disturbances and run the plates automatically of every other fucking car in the vicinity. NCIC only tells cops about open charges like warrants. Oh, really? I didn't even fucking know that. That makes it even worse. Holy shit. Bro, even racists don't find him funny. They just like that he's racist on camera, so they fund him. It's not complacent.
Oh, wait a second. He's a sex offender. He's assaulted police officers when the officers were already responding because he brandished a gun, and now he's reaching into the...
Wait. That's not true. This motherfucker's just lying. Wait, what? They didn't fucking respond because he was brandishing a gun? What the fuck? If he was brandishing a gun, why would he go into his car to get a second gun? Did he need to go akimbo? Why didn't we see his gun to begin with? He was like, oh man, I can't wait to kill cops today. I, a black man, am excited at the prospect of killing cops. Let me go rush to my car real quick. I have one gun already. I'm brandishing it, but I need to dual wield this motherfucker. You know? Boom! Double akimbo. That's what I need to do.
Sex offender. He's assaulted police officers. This is a serial side because that right away would show up when you run.
I'm gonna run that again.
Right when you run their plates, you would say, "Oh, this is a serial time offender." Oh, wait a second. He's a sex offender. He's assaulted police officers when the officers were already responding because he brandished a gun, and now he's reaching into the car.
Wet ass.
Not defending what was claimed in the police call. Did they say he was brandishing a gun then? No, he was never fucking. At no point was he brandishing a gun. Police officers thought, or rather, they claimed he had a knife. He did not. He is playing fast and loose with facts here. I thought, oh, God, shameful. He did not have a knife. He was unarmed. Witnesses have said that the cops said put the knife down when he did not have a knife at all.
But they didn't shoot him for the priors. They shot him because he was reaching into the car.
Well, they shot him because he was reaching into the car, but you do have to take into account someone's criminal violent history with.
Why? Why would you take into account someone's criminal violent history when you're justifying a completely separate situation where the person who acted in the violent way did not know any of this information?
Man, Hasan.
How is this in any way remotely logical for someone? Like, I truly cannot comprehend how you could listen to this and go, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You can't add prior convictions to justify something after the fact when the people involved in the situation didn't know that. This man broke up a fight so we can beat people who were fighting, shoot him, boys. Unless you literally think him being black automatically means that he was a prior criminal, had prior convictions, which is at the heart of the 1350 argument that StevenCrowder makes. So he does believe that. He won't say it out loud, but whenever someone makes the 13% of blacks are responsible for 50% of the violent crimes or whatever, whenever they do that fucking 1350 shit, which is, of course, another way of playing fast and loose with numbers. That's what they're saying, is that if you're black, there's a higher likelihood that you are doing crimes, and so you deserve to be killed. That's literally that. It's a cyclical argument to justify over-policing.
This guy. Firearms
at
that point.
Yeah, if they knew that, absolutely true, right? But in like just like you said, Wade, he's doing something worthy of getting shot.
Yeah. How do you know the cops didn't know more about his past crimes? If they knew, they would be more careful. Wait, what? You know the cops don't know about his past crimes because I already described it to you. One, they didn't run his license plate because you can't just fucking roll up to a domestic dispute and then run the license plate of a random car that's, in that vicinity. And two, even if you do run his license plate, apparently you don't even see his prior convictions. The only thing that would come up when you run someone's license plate is an arrest warrant. Or if there's a warrant out for arrest, which there wasn't one. But it's very possible the cops did know his record. No, it's not! It's not! It's not very possible that the cops knew his fucking record. And even if they fucking did, it doesn't matter. So can I just go up as a cop and just kill this person now? Like, what is this argument that you're making? Why is there a reason for arrest warrants? Let's just go back to fucking bounty boards, dude. I just rewatched Django Unchained last night. Let's just have fucking bounty boards. Have people roll up and just fucking clap people. Point blank. Dead or alive. Yes, he was known for violence. Like, what are you... this is such a fucking dumbass argument. Yes, he was known for violence. Yeah, dude. He was known in town for being a violent guy. Like, what are you trying to say? First of all, like, in most of these places, the motherfuckers that are cops aren't even from that fucking town. Okay? Like, they're usually not even from the area that they're policing. This is actually a significant part of the problem with policing in this country.
The officers, and by the way, when your friends are telling you the same thing the officers are, like, stop, no, like that you could hear in the background.
No, they're saying that to the cops, dude. Shut the fuck up. They're saying they're saying stop. No, not to him. The cops that have a gun drawn on him.
take a hint.
I think
maybe everybody's for you stopping walking right now.
I think if you listen closely, you can hear someone go, "Here we go again."
Right. Keep walking. You can do it.
He's pulling that shit again.
Right.
Really, like honestly, this is not a new thing for
No.
this guy. Now, is it okay? Is it sad? Of course, it's sad when
Yes.
someone loses their life. Especially in front of their children. It's more sad for those children that man made horrible decisions, including putting the officers in a situation where they believed their life was in jeopardy. But you know what? This story is not nearly as sad as a story that would read officers don't go home to their children.
Right.
I'm sorry. It's not as sad.
No one can frustrate me as much as StevenCrowder. It's like there's like a couple people that know how to hit those high notes. Like Candace Owens is one of them, where you just see like the evil. You just see the evil, the soul under that soulless fucking stare when they're like they have a light shining in their eyes for a brief moment when they're excited because they know that's the fucking they're about to hit that real high note that will trigger the fuck out of people. It's really bad, dude. I mean, you're a horrific, disgusting piece of shit. You are incredibly scummy. You're less than the shit I stepped on. Seriously.
This is a deranged
like
pervert.
You know he's like, I'm gonna say some shit that's really gonna fuck people up and really frustrate them.
Bad. I know that people will say, oh, it's not that one life matters more than the other. It's that you have made decisions and taken actions that lead you closer to forfeiting your right to live. The closer you get to the line of forcing somebody else to protect their life, whether you mean to take it from them or not, you are no longer in the right. Yeah. There is a scale there, and you have to go,
Absolutely.
all right, hold on a second. Sex offender, okay, you have a history of violence, okay, you're...
Dude, what the fuck? What is this? It doesn't matter if someone has a criminal record, man. You're not forfeiting your right to live if you've done a crime. I thought conservatives wanted redemption. Like, what the fuck? I thought conservatives hated cancel culture. What is this argument? Like, that if you've done something fucked up, then you deserve to die no matter how many years after, when you're not even doing something fucked up? The guy that got executed, or nearly executed, the guy that got fucking shot at, and survived the attempted execution was a volunteer with his uncle at the Black Urban Recycling in Chicago, an organization that collects aluminum cans from senior centers, veterans groups, and elsewhere to recycle them and raise money for a community center in the Englewood neighborhood. His uncle said that the veterans love him when he comes around because he's always polite and perky. His grandfather was a pastor of the Ebenezer African Methodist Church in Evanston and a local leader in the civil rights movement. Court records show that Blake had a pending criminal case that started last month. Online court records indicate that Kenosha County prosecutors charged Blake on July 6th with third-degree sexual assault, trespassing, and disorderly conduct in connection with domestic abuse. That does not mean he deserves to get fucking executed.
You're not complying? Okay. You're reaching into a car? Okay. They can't even... What are they supposed to do at this point?
They're supposed to wait until you turn around and shoot one of the officers dead and then pull their guns, maybe to defend their life?
I tell you what,
I don't think so.
I know what the protesters in Kenosha are supposed to do. Also, I don't know if it made it all the way up to Sheboygan. Very big in Sheboygan, the rioting.
Oh, wow.
Sheboygan, the rioting.
Yeah. Let's get mad at people angry about police brutality in this country. A leaderless movement, pretty much. Let's get mad at the random group of fucking civilians that have gathered around to protest instead of the militarized, supposedly well-trained force that is supposed to create a presence of law and order. If you can comprehend that a group of individuals that got together have to act appropriately or the way that you want them to react to a situation, then you should be very upset about fucking cops, because cops are expressly there to do a deed, and they're not doing that job appropriately when they kill someone who they are tasked with protecting and serving.
The looting, very big.
All over the place.
Yeah.
Polka twist up, along with the polka twist and Yamaguchi.
The polka riot.
Apologize for that.
And rioting and burning. This is what they did, of course.
He resisted arrest and
Bro, okay, I gotta show this because, hold on. My man said they knocked an officer unconscious with a brick.
They knocked an officer unconscious with a brick.
Could have killed him.
Could have killed him. For the past 5 minutes and 55 seconds, these fucking dipshits have been talking about two cops that literally shot someone point blank and justifying it. And now your sensibilities have turned up to the fucking maximum where you're like, oh, well, he could have died. Bitch, what about the fucking killing what about the attempt at murder that you've been justifying, dude? This is insane. Yeah. Hey, the officer had a gun, so he must have deserved it. The officer had hey, we don't know. What if the officer had prior convictions? What if the officer had prior altercations where he was very violent with people? 40% of cops are engaged in, or at least according to the only data available from this matter, 40% of cops are domestic abusers. We just can't really think about the situation in the way that StevenCrowder is trying to represent it. Sorry. He was walking in a very threatening manner. It is reasonable for people to turn around and hit him in the head with a brick, I guess. Not even a gun, by the way, just a brick.
Easily.
What happened? Oh, he just got brick. He just got brick. Yeah, he got brick.
They're clapping.
They're clapping. Yeah.
They're clapping. They're clapping. They're clapping. Bitch, you were clapping when Jacob Blake got fucking shot by the cops. How do you not recognize that, like, you literally were doing the thing now in this role reversal?
The church, the fire's kissing it. And in Minneapolis when we were there.
Now, are we supposed to say, oh, well, why did you shoot him? He only had a brick.
Right, exactly. That's not a deadly weapon.
That's not a deadly weapon. A brick, a knife, a blackjack, and a taser? I mean,
wait, what? That actually is low-key true. Like, if you have a brick, you shouldn't get shot. I don't care if it's a white person or a black person. Like, what? Did he just accidentally make a good argument? Like, what happened?
What point do they have to have a gun for an officer to use his gun? And
I mean, yeah. And even in that situation, they shouldn't use it. What is this? What is this pussy ass nonsense where you're like, cops have to always use their guns? Like, how did libertarian, small government conservatives all just fucking abandon those principles that they didn't have to begin with and are now just saying no, you should always kill someone. If you're a cop, you should just always kill someone. Like, what a fucking take. What an incredible take, dude.
We'll get to that in a second because the next guy who we're about to talk about actually did have a knife. And that guy said brick like it was a verb that he was used to. Like, yo, you just got brick. Like, it's like,
yeah.
Brick.
Usual thing.
Like it's an MTV
It's become
show.
a thing, yeah.
Right next to Bully Beatdown.
Only in 2020.
I'm so sad. I'm so sad.
Cops getting bricked. Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, one thing about this guy, he is in
Freak's done timing me out now. Free speech, by the way. Wait, what? Here's a permaban. There's no fucking free speech here. You little shit. I don't give a fuck about you, titty man. Come back when you're a tier 3 sub, and I'll think about it.
serious condition. He didn't die from the shooting. Going back to
I'd read that he had died.
Okay, so the last report that I heard, unless something came out very early this morning, he was in serious condition in the hospital, was not dead, but that could have changed.
Yeah, I mean, they
What do
got
you know?
the
You're too
ambulance
busy
out there.
fathering.
I was reading as well.
Okay.
But they
And
got the
watching
ambulance out there
CNN.
pretty quick, and they marked it off, put him in the ambulance, took him to the hospital. So
They care
only
flighted him,
did
actually.
it because he reached into a car and actively looked like he was reaching for something. Like,
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
do stupid stuff.
And I don't know what was he reaching for. Honestly, what
doesn't
could he
matter. It
possibly
doesn't
have been
matter.
doing? It doesn't matter, but it does. What could he? There is, in other words, you are trying to rationalize decisions, right, as a police officer, and you're taught to do that to de-escalate. You're taught maybe someone is doing this, where you're supposed to give the benefit of the doubt versus where you have to take control of protecting your own life, right, at that point.
And
how you
other
watch the
officers.
back of other officers. Yeah, I cannot think of a scenario where a guy is resisting. You're pulling at his tank top and reaching. That's not a.
The way that apprehensions work makes it so that your body is contorted to a position that it's not supposed to be in, no matter what. So no matter what happens, technically every apprehension will look like, especially to an onlooker, like you are resisting arrest. That's how it works. If you've never been handcuffed, you will never understand this. If you've ever been handcuffed, no matter how much you comply, it's still a really fucking shitty circumstance, and it hurts a lot, and your body is not supposed to be that way because they don't want you to run away. Okay? So this notion that, like, he's resisting arrest, like, yeah, bitch. Virtually everyone is resisting arrest when they're being arrested. It's a humiliating experience, a degrading experience. Your body is put into a physical condition that it's not supposed to be in. There's a reason why attempting to escape prison in Germany, for example, is not unlawful. Because they understand, because they're actually fucking more civilized than the hogs here in America, that it is a normal human condition to want to escape apprehension.
Not a guy who's reaching in for his insurance. It's not a guy who's reaching in for a temporary license. That's not a guy who's reaching in to take it out of neutral. That is a guy with a purpose who is lunging into a car. And even maybe like George Floyd, he was on drugs and out of his mind that could lead to a cardiac arrest. We have absolutely no idea.
Oh, but StevenCrowder has completely abandoned the George Floyd murder was bad and is now justifying that too. Very cool. Expected. Horrible. I don't know what to tell you about this, but
you are an officer. At that point, can anyone think of a scenario where you go, oh, this is totally normal behavior. I'm not in danger at all. I can't.
No, absolutely. And if you can't use force here in any way, like, you just can't use force at all. We've talked about this.
Wait, what? Dude, what is this argument? Like, shooting someone while you have your hands on them 7 times in the back, point blank, is not just use of force. Like, what is this? Let me just use of force you and your fucking family then, if that's just use of force. Like, what does this take, dude?
Number of times, but every time that you do something like this, like, you ruin an officer's life who didn't do anything wrong, the governor doesn't come out and support you, what does that do again to the morale of officers? What does it do the next time that they pull? If they hesitate the next time, they could die. That's the line they walk. They don't walk I get to do whatever I want because the police can't do anything to me. I'm just going to do whatever I want.
That's the rule now, is being shot while black and not wanting to be arrested.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Wait, did I miss?
Yeah, that's the line they walk. They don't walk I get to do whatever I want because the police can't do anything to me. I'm just going to do whatever I want.
That's the rule now, is being shot while black and not wanting to be arrested.
Yes, exactly.
That's what it is.
That's the line.
It's because I didn't want to get arrested.
I didn't want to get arrested.
No.
Well,
so they have to put their life on the line because you don't want to get arrested.
This is another scenario where
okay, I got nothing to that, dude.
there's a warrant out for his arrest. That's one commonality that you see here, right? That people always, that's why I said before Georgia, was Rayshard Brooks, some of them all kind of bleed together. I said, I bet you that this guy had a rap sheet. We said it on air. I said, I don't have any evidence right now. I bet you there's a rap sheet there that he was going to go away for a long time because that's where you see scenarios that people violently resist officers. And by the way,
so you saw a black dude and you were like, that guy definitely has a criminal record? Like, and now you're using that as an... Wait, what the fuck? How is this? How does anybody fucking listen to this dude to go, yeah, that's pretty smart? He's just straight up being like, I see a black person, I assume they have a violent criminal record. And I was right in this circumstance. Like, okay. I mean, you're just being racist. Like, you're literally doing the racism that... No, he saw somebody resisting arrest. He didn't say black. Oh, he didn't say black. He is also blind. I didn't know StevenCrowder was blind and didn't see. Yeah, you're right.
The way it happens all the time. If someone has a rap sheet, they do not want to go back to the clink. They're not going to willingly get into the back of the paddy wagon. That's where all of a sudden claustrophobia appears. And it happens all the time. That's when people are at the most dangerous because they have nothing to lose. They're desperate.
There's a new Crowder.
And we do have a quick off the top I want to show you. There's an update here on Jacob Flake, new video footage that shows another angle where, you know, many people have been saying, hey, why didn't the cops try and detain him first? Why didn't they try and subdue him?
Or why didn't they have fucking body cameras? That's a good question to ask, I think. I mean, why don't they ever ask that question? Why the fuck do these cops not have body cameras in 2020? Because they can't do their jobs right. Their job involves executing blacks in the streets. They can't do it right when you fucking lip-dars get mad. Defund the police equals less body cameras. Yeah, dude. You know what the real Pepega is? Community policing will happen. That's why we should give hundreds of billions of dollars over the course of the past 60 years of the police force. I'm sure they'll get better. Oh, wait. No, they didn't. They just bought tanks. Sorry. Oopsie. That's the real Pepega take. Is like, no. We should give cops more money, as though we haven't already done that. What, you think people were giving cops more money so that they could go and like fucking kill sickos on the street? No. They were giving cops more money by saying community policing programs, body cameras. They need more money for the body cameras. Those were donated? No, the fuck they weren't. The 1031 program is not a donation program, you fucking liar.
In my town, Lafayette, LA, over
That's not a donation.
To him, which, by the way, they don't have to do if he's reaching into a car.
Right. Yeah.
Sure.
Exactly.
Out of sight. But
Yeah.
you know what? The good news is they did that also. Here's the new footage from another angle. Jacob Flake, here we go.
Jacob Blake.
There, right there, you can see the car. This was taped on an old graph calculator. Look,
On the
that's
ground.
him on the ground and the cops trying to restrain him right there. See? 2 cops trying to restrain him. On this side of the car, he gets up out of the restraint and starts walking around.
Mom, you have to get back.
And we have no confirmation, by the way, whatsoever. Some people have said that he had
Yikes.
a knife.
Wait, what? Okay, we're going to run that. That video is actually saved. They don't show the shooting, so I'm going to show it to you.
There, right there, you can see the car. This was taped on
So
an
this is
old
where he
graph
is.
calculator. Look,
On the
that's
ground.
him on the ground, and the cops.
By the way, part of the reason why StevenCrowder has never mentioned that his children were right there, part of the reason why he hasn't mentioned it is because it unironically doesn't suit his narrative. Also, part of the reason why he hasn't mentioned the fact that he literally broke up the altercation, the cops were there,
Excuse me.
is also
Sorry.
because
I'm out of control.
it doesn't
I
fit his
apologize
fucking
for that.
narrative.
Trying to restrain him right there. See? 2 cops trying to restrain him. On this
Oh,
side.
he did mention the kids. Sorry. He said it's disgusting that the guy would get, the guy would get executed in front of his kids. I forgot. The only time he mentioned the kids was because he said it was disgusting that someone would put themselves in a situation where they would get executed in front of his kids.
car. He gets up out of the restraint and starts walking around.
Mom, you have to get back.
And we have no confirmation, by the way, whatsoever. Some people have said that he had
Yikes.
a knife. Some people said that he was saying he was going to get a gun. We don't know. But his rap sheet, there was a current warrant out for his arrest. There is a warrant out right now for being a sex offender and domestic abuser. What happened to me too?
It's not good.
Me
He said it's sad for the children that their dad would put himself in a situation where he would get executed. Yes, that's what he said. Because he's a disgusting piece of shit.
too.
my
You too. His wife too. The lady he sexually assaulted too. How about that?
Right.
Context is racist, Stephen. Come on.
Context is
No.
absolutely
This is, again, I need to mention this over and over again. It is completely insignificant for 2 reasons, okay? 1, having a warrant out for your arrest
His name
or
is
prior
Hasan.
convictions does not mean you get killed, okay? We don't live in the Wild West. That's not how things work. You can't say innocent until proven guilty and then say, no, if you have a prior conviction or a warrant out for your arrest, you're dead. You might as well be. You're walking the earth on borrowed time. Okay? He does. He has a warrant out. Or not, he doesn't have a warrant out. He has an active court case going on right now.
His name
He has an
is
active
Hasan.
court case on a 3rd-degree sexual assault. No conviction, just a 3rd-degree sexual assault court case.
I heard a lot of racial slurs in that video, didn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's
I
been
heard all
saying
of
it
them,
was
yeah.
race momotivated.
Dad.
And so they must have heard that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't
Dad.
hear anything.
Like, we don't know what they're saying. It is honestly just remarkable. And I felt like I was beating my head against the wall. It's still the number 1 trend all over.
Wait, thank you, Asella420 for the 5 gifted.
Yeah.
Yesterday I
no.
said this is a completely justified shooting, and that's without the new context and footage that we have.
Well, of course.
Go home and have dinner, officers. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what's going to happen.
If they use these people as the fall guy,
They will.
This is a travesty of justice.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a travesty of justice. Now, I'm not saying that guy should be shot because of his prior
Of course
crimes,
not,
but there
yeah.
was.
No, you are saying that! You're literally saying that. You spent 2 videos saying exactly that. You fucking pussy. Just say it with your motherfucking chest. Why are you such a pussy when you literally made that argument? Then why the fuck are you talking about that? You fucking pussy. No convictions.
This is a deranged.
There is an active warrant, right? So the police officers are clearly trying to arrest him there. There's an active warrant.
Yeah.
Well, and his
For
actions
serial
right
felonies.
then, reaching into a car.
And his
come
actions
on.
right then. His actions then are enough. But
Yeah,
again,
enough.
if they know who this guy is, maybe they do, maybe they don't.
They're already
that would
on
also
edge.
add to it because there's a
Right,
warrant out for his arrest, which is not that hard to figure out if you run the plates.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
you're such a big man, Hassan.
They did not come into the situation and ran his fucking plates and recognize that this person has a fucking warrant and then decided to do that. Even if they did, it still doesn't justify being fucking shot 7 times in the back. Okay? Like, they were there for a domestic dispute. Why the fuck is he not talking about that?
Exactly. And I saw so many tweets yesterday saying that reaching into your car while casually ignoring police
Thank you,
officers is
Bum
not
A,
a
dude,
death
for the 5
sentence.
gifts.
And I was like,
While casually
what
ignoring
world?
police officers.
What was he reaching in for? A bouquet of flowers to give the cops? Like,
Hold
what
on,
do you
let me
think
put a
he's going
flower
to
in
do?
It
the
doesn't matter. It could be a fucking water bottle for all I care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. Why is it that every time that you fucking go into your car, you're automatically reaching for a gun? If he's reaching for a gun, why didn't he go through the fucking passenger seat? Why did he fucking move from the left side of the car to the driver's side of the car when he was on the fucking passenger side of the car? If he's reaching for a gun, why didn't he just go to the passenger side? We'll find out what the fuck the problem was. It could have been a fucking inhaler for all I know.
Is almost more suspicious. Yeah. It's like he
Yeah,
was
it's a
casual.
little-
Get
Yeah.
on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Stop resisting arrest!
Yeah.
I'm just going to grab myself a quick trip, Biggie.
You know, I
Yeah.
hear you, officer.
He was
I'm going
parched.
to reach in here a little
I don't
bit.
understand.
Just
Like,
give me
exactly.
a second.
You know me, I got some sour Skittles in this bag.
Yeah.
He was reaching
You guys
in.
want some?
This is a guy who's reaching in for the cure for cancer. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
At
That
least he was
close.
casual about
Yeah,
it.
at least he was casual about it. He was casual after throwing the officers
Yeah.
off of him with a perfect Ippon Seoinage.
Yeah, right.
Like, that's an attempted murder. I hope those fucking cops go to jail. They're just laughing about an attempted murder while doing like a really shitty black person accent, I guess.
After COVID.
Well, luckily for us, we have LeBron James tweeting about it, and so there will be some justice,
Yeah.
apparently.
Well,
smart people, you know.
No, let's not. We're going to violate YouTube's guidelines. You can't make fun. Functionally retarded. All right. So here you go. Does that change your opinion on the Jacob Blake situation? It only reinforces my view. And again, my view is always wait for the facts. And then we waited.
Wait, but you didn't. But you made up facts in the first video, and you kept making up facts in the second video. Wait for the facts does not equal what if he had a gun? That's not a fact, you fucking idiot. Wait, what? He literally said he might have had a knife. Dude, what? Okay, dude. All right, dude. Look, I'm sorry, guys. If you think StevenCrowder is intelligent, or if you watched this video and agreed with him, you're probably a little racist. I really hope the best for you. I hope you'll like fucking get over it. But I'm here to explain to you that the missing puzzle piece in this fucking argument that StevenCrowder is filling up with is just racism. That's literally you could just say all you want. Say I'm fucking hysterical, libtard, whatever. I mean, he is just straight the fuck up.
Hassan.
Straight the fuck up. Filling in that little puzzle piece, the little mystery, with just a good old wholesome. Well, he's black and he has prior convictions, so he deserved to die. He deserved to get shot 7 times. Let's just not rush to conclusions while I simultaneously lie about him having a knife, while I simultaneously say, what if he hypothetically had a gun? While I simultaneously just fucking avoid the reason why the cops were there and they were apprehending him to begin with or trying to detain him. But yeah, we're done.
Are you coming with me? Feed my fantasy. Are you coming with me? Feed my fantasy.